Hello, good morning. This is Falcon's Frontier. It's for the journey. We're here with Mr. Newton, the interstellar spaceport on the surface of Microtech, here over in New Babbage, in moments of ambience and solitude, sprinkled with light commentary. Let's catch the light, cast ourselves into the Everdark, explore some of the sights and sounds of the immersive detail that are synonymous with the verse. This is Falcon's Frontier, welcoming everybody aboard. So without further ado, let's begin. We're in the crisp, clear aeroview hangar, so we'll take as the Razor out and explore some of the spaces, particular Harpers Point and some of the snowy mountaintops. This is coupled with a few missions, again aiding our exploration and discovery, and that is our intention as we explore. Principal interest here on Falcon's Frontier is salt-rich mining, hauling, trading, all in the view of the comfortable ambience and exploration. To give a congratulatory recognition of the 4 astronauts which have successfully returned on the Artemis 2 on Integrity. A spectacular exercise, especially with those incredible photos of the moon and the Earth, once more echoing Carl Sagan's pale blue dot, if ever there is a case for that. Just a spectacular view. Astronauts Christina Cook, Victor Glover, Jeremy Hansen and Reed Wiseman. Amazing collaboration. It really takes a wonder just to see them peer out back at the Earth, and incredible resolution offered to us with the latest technology now in digital imaging and space exploration, especially with the upgraded internal operating systems, the touchscreens, the conveniences. Such a different world compared to the Apollo program. But we're in a different world. We're in the virtual world. In spectacular detail. Let's climb aboard and head over to Harpers Point. We'll see how we go. Maybe Harpers Point. Maybe some other spaces. Let's enable our systems. And journey on through. Request our departure. Are we daylight today? Or are we at night? Oh, haven't yet. We have clearance. So let's rise up for the moment. Watch that we're in daylight. Let's watch the spectacular gear attraction mechanisms. These finely detailed craft that coast across the verse. More ambience as we transition from the bits of the aeroview hangar to the resonance in the atmosphere. Microtech always captures the imagination.
Thanks for visiting.
In its exceptional design. As departments of physicalized space to visit. Reflections of the light. So what we'll do is we'll engage our...
Landing gear down.
No. We want to engage our super cruise mode, and perhaps what we'll do is a bit of coasting across Microtech. See if we can find a spot somewhere in and around the tundra, the forest and the peaks. So we'll go ahead with the locations such an upgraded system interface, especially with the map, which is particularly useful. But let's head on up. Watch us cast away on the surface. We'll make sure we have moments in ambience and silence as we frame the individual spaces. Try and get New Babbage in view. Microtech blue, the signature color used so well in amongst the anodized, specially treated metal alloys of this nimble spacecraft, complementing each other in spectacular views. It was a thunderous sound, the deep resonance and the rumble of the supercruise engines as they're blasting away. That comfortable resonance you get when you are on red-eye flight, the engines rumble, and you cast yourself into a state of wondrous slumber as you listen to those engines resonate with the hull of the aircraft. Kind of like the effects you get here. Exceptional practice. So let's see, we're obviously we've selected Harpers Point. Just got lost in our we're quite far from Microtech. Let's reset Harpers. And hopefully, there's Harpers Point ready. A speed 1450 meters per second. Let's calibrate the sleek, crisp, and newly refreshed lines of the eloquence that is the Razor here in Microtech. The Vox Frontier will also try to impart both a sense from a tactile and an olfactory sense, so you can really get we are indeed on the dark side here, which is fortunately it's difficult to determine the locations as we're in the midst of darkness here. Let's head over, see if we can resolve another location. Try and get to some mountain tops So the darkness doesn't fare quite well with the environment. So let's head on out. And are we able to calibrate? We re-enter the atmosphere before. Ah, we have it. The unique quantum drive. A convenient transit system into and throughout the verse. Spectacular wonders that await us. We've got a good mix here of tundra, perhaps some forests, and indeed the snowy capped mountain tops. So let's see what we can explore. Let's head on over to that mix of mountain tops here. Spectacular mixture. Different spaces. And there we have a perfect fusion of both dense forests, tundra, snowy mountain peaks. So it was good to know some of the more spectacular locations in and around Microtech and the kind of views they indeed offer us. Let's go. I perhaps will have a look and see what we can resolve as we journey through these. This is particularly impressive. The tundra mountain tops. Let's see if we can just settle down onto one of these locations and see what we can see. Okay, moments in ambience. As we journey on down. The detail and fidelity in some of the forests, and tundras in Microtech really do allow for some reflective wandering through these spectacular spaces. At an angle here, hopefully won't slide around. But again. And some of the views, specifically when you consider that this entire space is completely developed. Just one location. So many planetary locations in and around the verse that demand some exploration. We can see we're moving around a little bit, but if we turn the engines off, will we still move around? As we can see, we're still moving around, so what we'll do is we'll re-engage the engines and try and find a flatter ground. Spectacular spectacular view somewhere reminiscent of the plains of British Columbia. What we're in an alien world. A distant part in this high fidelity location. Explorers. Let's take a whiff. We don't have our helmet on, so I'll take a whiff of clean, crisp, refreshing Microtech air. Systems off.
Weapon system off.
Let's step outside. We've purposefully slightly moved the display so none of the visual indicators are visible. We've just got a small indication of our nutrition. But here we have a spectacular fusion, juxtaposing technology and nature here as we wander on through this very cold as well, engrossing space. Very impressive. So let's wander through. Bid a short farewell to our companion. It helps us explore this space. A few opportunities to frame our sceneries. And really get a sense of the ambience defines the verse. Let's put the helmet back so we can we don't have the hypothermia set in. We can enjoy the ambience of this particular spot as we journey on through. Minus 70 degrees centigrade, so a little on the chilly side. But it's just the crisp, refreshing, almost, you can almost visualize, in a sensory perspective, the pure, cool, refreshing, reinvigorating air that is part of Microtech's signature environment. So again, we're here in the ambience of the space. We had a short intermission. Captivating spaces that make up this unique and very special location in the verse. See if we can get ourselves. It's just a wondrous depth, a detail, especially nestled in this recessed valley. Of a poignant view. Of the razor. The trees. And the snowy mountain peaks in the background. Something quite ethereal experiences the ambience that is so synonymous with the verse. A spectacular way to see the receding light, sounds of fauna into and through this space. Spaces, evergreens, snowy mountain peaks, and this ethereal ambience that presents itself in the solitude here over in Microtech. Crisp, clean, refreshing Microtech moments truly define our ability to catch the moment and create. We've had a short intermission as we waited for the sun to descend behind the horizon. Short intermittent moments of ambience and solitude. could see the light beginning to dissipate as Microtech turns away from Stanton. We're cast into the spectacular views that are offered during sunset and sunrise, especially now that spectacular light first revealing itself as we're cast into the Everdark. It's another excellent view of the... Try and get the excellent view here of the Razor. Its ambient lighting flashing away. A view opening to those coniferous trees and out into the distance. Those snowy mountain peaks. As we wait for more planetary tech with the Genesis module to be applied initially to the Nyx Pyro, but hopefully in good time to the Microtech system. What wonders await as we watch the next evolution in planetary technology, our ability to once more be in those definite ethereal spaces, capturing creativity in moments of solitude and wonder. There's so many points of interest, and they all look so different, where the light begins to change in around some of these spaces. And that's the whole wonder here in exploring parts of the verse, other virtual worlds, but mostly the ability to experience the dynamic effects of different environments and how they're lit as Microtech, the planets dance out into the void. Fauna now into the Everdark. let's return to the safety of the Miari Razor. Try and emphasize a suspended reality beyond this virtual world and create a conduit to this spectacular exercise in immersion. Lights of the razor being diffused by the atmosphere, the surrounding dew and mist that forms part of the night display. The rather ominous interjections of the local fauna. Into a storm that's making itself known. We're going to have a wondrous transition when we climb back into the razor, the cozy, temperature-controlled ambience of the efficient, crisp, clean spaces that define the razor. Wait until the wind gets a little more windy. Then we'll nestle ourselves into the sound transitions from the now ominous location here, somewhere on the surface of Microtech. Trying as best we can to soak up the essence and the ambience, the atmosphere that defines this place. Okay, let's head on back. We've reached peak windiness, so let's take note and sit for a moment as we transition from the somewhat ominous space beyond the razor to its all-encompassing protective shell. Great practice in once more increasing our receptivity to these open spaces. So let's experience the comfortable surround of the razor. That's another impressive sight as we can see the verse beyond. The trees and spaces. That are beyond. To make up Microtech's unique and captivating environment. But for now, let's have a short intermission. We'll return and continue the journey. Again, we'll try and land on near the Terminator so we can experience more light and dark moments. We'll sit down and sip on our purified Microtech water as we watch more instances, spectacular displays that define this ever-engrossing and highly detailed immersive space. So, Fox Frontier will be back with you momentarily. Hello, this is the continuation of our journey here from that space that we discovered to now a place beside the lake. A spectacular view as we can see Harpers Point. The ambience is palatable. Presence in a wonderful emphasis of undertones of both solitude and blissful silence. Such are the qualities that define the verse. We transitioned from one space to another to cut out the travelling to bring you here. It's a special first class concierge, a chauffeur service to bring you to locations so respected and VIP here with us. Vulcan's Frontiers special tour. Take in moments. As the receding light disappears behind the horizon to cast us once more to the eloquent spaces of the Everdark, merging with the verse beyond and above us. Gentle mist rises. You can see the Terminator just coming through and over. Going across from the light spaces. As daylight hands its care over. In this instance, tentative lights. And there we have the final vestige of light dissipating behind the horizon. Just this wonderful twilight. But Star Citizen, especially with the planets rotating in real time, catch this photorealistic ambience, these instances feel those spectacular, revenant style moments, particularly the star of what Vulcan's Frontier considers the star of the show in Stanton, Microtech. Not forgetting some of the major participants such as Hurston, and of course, Aqua and Crusaders Orison are all spectacular in their own right, but you have that low frequency sound in the distance, the water's edge. A moment to take you on a journey of deep reflection as we walk within the crucible of our unbound, capable imagination, from virtual spaces to the recent achievements in a different, altogether different kind of space. And has just been successfully completed. Into a state of pure slumber, we journey on from the outer mind now to the inner space of thoughts, ambitions, to this powerful capability, reminder of our capacity to create fantastic worlds on which we can journey through and experience the humble communications and combinations of ones and zeros. Light serving residual spaces, others emanating from the rich, expansive verse above. before light pollution. Certainly within Microtech. And now it is time to sign off and continue the journey as we explore some other points of interest into and around the verse and continue our explorations. This concludes our presentation. Focus Frontier will leave you with a sight as this part and side of Microtech casts itself and its dubious residents into the twilight. This is Falcon's Frontier. We will continue our mission to experience the subtleties and ambience that defines the verse. Until next time, remain inspired.